Hi, in our last video we talked about how to create an HTML file. So we created this HTML file called index.html, and if you should look over here, you will observe that we actually created a folder, and in our folder we have two files, a video file and an audio file. So I actually added this in preparation for this video because we are going to be talking about media in this video. So let's get started. Welcome back. So in this video, we'll be talking about how to insert audio, video, and also how to import like an existing file into our website. So we're going to be talking about the embed tag as well. So let's just get started to see how this goes. First, we would like to create a new file, and the new file will be created, and we're going to call this new file a new HTML file. Then we're going to call this new file media.html. So I'm not adding the extension .html over here because I already have HTML5 selected here. So that's going to be added to us automatically. So we've created a new HTML file here, and I'm going to name this media on the title over here. So I want us to have a link from our previous index.html to media. So to do that, we can just go to the top of our body section, and I'm going to be using a new tag called nav. Nav simply means navigation. So in this navigation, I'm going to be creating an unordered list, and then I'll create a list inside of it, and I'll call this media. In this list, I'll then create an anchor tag for linking. So I want to link this to the media.html. Now we could see how my IDE did an autocomplete there for me, and I just press enter to complete it. So I'm going to type what? Media over here. So I'm going to save this quickly, and I'll go back to our web browser. I'll refresh this, and we could see that we have a media over here. So when I click upon this and we take a look at the title tab over here, we can then see media. So we're currently on the media page, and we can see it here as well, media.html. Great. So let's dive into the media.html file. At this point now, we're going to be adding video. We're going to add in an audio file. So to add an audio file, we need to make use of the HTML tag that is known as audio. We have an HTML tag known as audio, and in this tag, we're going to say that we want the audio to have a control. So we're going to say the controls to be there. Now, this control is like an attribute with no value. So we just actually add control there, and it inserts a control to our audio. We're going to see how this is going to work out. Now we're going to add a source where we need our audio to come from. So where is our audio file? The audio that we want to play, where is it over here? So our audio is actually coming from this folder called media. So we're going to say media slash, and when we open this file over here, we could see this mp3 file. So we have t hyphen, so I'll go t, and our IDE would automatically populate the file for us. So we have that over here. So we could just leave this like this if we wish, or in the case whereby our web browser cannot really play this audio file, we can just say it should show a sample text. So I'm just going to put this in a span tag, and we could say this cannot be played. So I'm going to say this cannot be played, but we're not really going to see this because in our own case, our web browser can play this particular audio file, so we're not really going to be seeing this. So let's see what this looks like on our web browser. We're going to refresh, and here we go. We have our control. So you can see the control has a play. We have a slider to move between the time line of the audio file. So we could see 1 second, 2 seconds. We have a volume control. We could mute it, we could unmute it, and we could also set a volume range over here. So this is actually what the control does. So if we take away this control, let's see what happens. And we'll refresh this now. We could see that we don't really have the audio file being displayed anywhere around here. So I'll put back the control, and I'm going to refresh this and play this file. So we have sound coming. I'm not so sure if you could hear that sound, but we have the sound coming, and you can observe that by looking at the timeline of this audio file. It's just 2 seconds actually. So we have 1, we have 2. So that's a sign that audio actually played. So that's just it for our audio player. So let's move quickly to our video player. So to do video, it's just very similar. We go video over here, then we're going to say source, and our source is equal to our video file is actually webm. So we're going to save this, and we'll come over here, refresh this page, and we can now see our video file over here. So you observe that we don't really have any control to this video. We can't play it, we can't do anything to it. So we are going to come over here and we add controls to it. So when we add a control and we refresh this, now you can see that we have a video player over here. We can pause, we can control the volume over here, and we can make this to a full screen. If I should take away our developer tool, we can see that this is now full screen. We could take this out of full screen. I would like to open the developer tool. So remember, I use Ctrl+Shift+I to open and close that. So over here is just like more option where we have the picture in picture mode. So the picture in picture mode will make our video to show anywhere on our screen. Even when we're on our IDE, we can just come over here and we can play the video. So that's just what the picture in picture mode does. So this comes default with the Chrome browser, and I think the Firefox browser also have the picture-in-picture mode as well. So we can just play this video to see how it goes. So this is a sample video, and I actually collected this video and this audio from the Mozilla documentation. So that being said, we can also observe that the audio and the video, they are actually appearing side by side. That is because of the audio and the video, they are both inline block elements, so they can actually appear side by side. So that being said, we're moving over to another interesting part, which is actually to embed. So I'm going to be talking about embed quickly. Embed is actually used for bringing for bringing another website into our website, but in most of the cases it could be used for bringing another document into our website. Personally, I use embed many times when I want to display a PDF file on a web page, so I'll just use embed to show that. So I'm just going to quickly show you how that works. To do this, we're going to come over here, then we'll say embed, and we close this. Now, if you notice, embed has no closing tag, unlike video and audio. Embed has no closing tag. So we're going to come over here, then we go to source. We're going to say what's the source, the location of the file we want to embed. So for now, I don't really have any PDF file here, so I'm just going to get one PDF file from Google. So I'm going to say sample PDF documents, and I would take a look at this one over here. So this is a sample PDF document actually. I'll copy the URL, then I'll go back to the source, and I'm going to paste this in the source over here. So this is the PDF document that I want to display on my web page. So I will save this, I'll go back to a website, and I'll refresh this. So now you can see we can view a PDF document within our web page using the Embed tag over there. So that's just actually how to go about this. So we could actually use the embed tag for so many other things. We could use it to play, to embed a video. We could also embed a site. So let's take another example of how we can embed a site. So for this, I'm just going to place an HR tag over here, and now we'll place another HR tag over here, because an HR tag is a block element, so that would make the next code go to the next line in a way. So I'm going to add another embed. In this case, I want to embed a website, so I will say that the source is equal to, I really don't know the site to embed, so I'm just going to use Wikipedia. Okay, so that's wikipedia.org. So I'm going to embed Wikipedia. I'll paste the URL over here. I'll save it, go back to a website, and refresh this. So now we could see that we embed the entire of Wikipedia website into our own website over here. But just take note, whenever you're embedding a website, you need to be careful, because you can't actually embed all websites. For instance, I don't think you can embed google.com. So when I go to google.com over here, so I'm going to put another HR here, and I'll go embed. Then I'll go source, and I'll paste in the google.com URL. So let's see if that's going to work. So you could see that's not working. So that's because of google.com have actually restricted calls from an external website. Restricted calls from an external website to call that website. So you can't actually embed all websites. Wikipedia actually allows this, and that's why we can do this. And it's also not a good idea for you to embed someone else's website into your website. It's actually not a good idea. But if you have access to do such, you could always go ahead. So that's it concerning embed. We could also use embed again for so many things. Like I said, we can use embed to embed a video. So for instance, I don't know if this is what YouTube used, but we're just going to check it out quickly now. So let's go to YouTube now. We'll go to YouTube. So when we have a video on YouTube, so let's take a look at this video over here. So I'm going to pause this, and I'll go to share. Then you can see the embed over here. When we click upon this, we have a code here. But in this code, we are having an iframe, and I'm going to talk about this in a jiffy. So for now, they are actually not using embed over here. So for now, let's just copy this, and let's talk a bit about iframe since we've seen this on YouTube. So I'm going to paste this code over here now and save this. Now we can go to our website, and now we could see that we have the YouTube video being showing over here. So let's step through the code. So first we have iframe, which is the main tag, and here we have the width. The width is actually specifying how wide the iframe should be. So I'm going to change this now to be 300, and when I do that, we could see that if we should refresh, we can then see that the YouTube video is a bit it's not so lengthy in width anymore. So over here we could just say this should be 200, for instance. Let's refresh and see how that goes. We can see it's a bit shorter, but I actually like the way it was before, so I'm going to leave it at default. Now the source now is actually a link to the video on YouTube. Now we have what we call frame border. The frame border is actually 0. So if we should remove this now, and we click on, when we save it with Ctrl S. Now you observe, if you look carefully, we have some borders around the video. So we're going to put that back and we'll refresh it. We can see we have no border over here. So we have so many things here: autoplay, encryption media, gyroscope, and so many other things. And it also allows picture-in-picture mode as well. So these are the things that it could allow. It could allow from the browser, some functionality of the browser that could be allowed to affect, to have effect on the video, and it also allows full screen as well. So this being said, I'd like to add to this that these attributes over here can be applied to Embed as well. So I'm going to copy this quickly, and I'm going to apply this to our PDF file over here. I'll save this. I'll go back to the website. So currently, this is our PDF file. When I refresh this, we can see that our PDF actually became bigger. So most of all these things also applies to the embed. To know the difference between embed and iframe, we're quickly going to embed a new image with the embed tag, and we're going to do another one using the iframe tag. So we're going to use the same image we used in our previous video. We'll copy this image URL over here. Then we'll go to the media file. So we go embed, and here we have the source. Then paste to the image over here. And for this other one, let's just add our HR here. So we go with the iframe. Let me leave a little space. We go with the iframe. We close this, and here we go source, and our source is this image. Now that we've done this, let's display this on the browser to see what it looks like, and we'll get to know what the difference between the embed. Okay, cool. So this is the image. We'll call this image with the embed, and we'll call this image with the iframe. So let's take a look at the difference with in our developer tool. So selecting the image over here, we could see that the embed just simply goes this way, and we have the image source over here, right? These alts and the width and the height is being generated for us automatically from the dimension of the image. But when we take a look at the iframe over here, we could see that when we open this, we have another document tag here, and when we open the document tag, we have HTML. Now I want you to know that this HTML is actually kind of something we have here, the HTML tag. I actually collapsed this, so that's what I did here. So we have this HTML opening tab and closing tab. So these opening and closing. So when we open our HTML, we have head and body, just like we do here. We have head and we have body. So when we open the head, we can see our meta name and our title. The title is actually the name of the image, while the body over here, when we open the body, we have the image tag itself. Now you can also see that our image is actually displaying like it's on a separate window. So what the iframe does is this. Our iframe simply open this for some reasons. Okay, I have to copy that link again. I have to copy the link, I think. Okay, so this is the link. This is the link here. I'm going to paste this and I go this way. Great. Now let's inspect this element over here. So when we have this, you can see we have our HTML, our head, our body, and every other thing. We can see the title. This is the title. This is the image. Now, can you tell that this is the exact replica of what we have over here? We could see this under the documents of our iframe. This is the exact replica. We have the HTML, the head, the meta, the title, the closing head tag is actually something that we have here. So the iframe actually takes our image, open it in another Windows object, like it's like a new window object, and it opens it in this new window object, call it as an external website, and displays it upon this little box that we have here. Whereas our embed just simply call the image file directly, like it's actually an image tag. So this is one very good difference between the embed and the iframe. Just before I wrap up with this video, I would like to say that we can also add a description of the video over here. Just in case we have a network problem or any other thing and this video cannot be played, so this text would be displayed. So this text is actually the text in between the two video tags, is actually an optional text that will be displayed whenever the video is unable to load. So that's it for now. If you have any question, you could just place the question in the comment box, and remember to like, share and subscribe.